So, back for week 5 of the High Roller Draft League Season 4. This week I'm going up against TMosk. You can see their team in the top right there. They definitely got some scary mons. That Hatterene is the main one for me because Gmax Smite is pretty ridiculous. It can absolutely steal games, so I need to be aware of that Hatterene. That's going to be the Pokemon that I want to avoid getting into a position where it can actually just go for smites all over my team, because that is going to be very scary. If I can avoid that, then it's going to be much less RNG based, so that would be much more preferable. So I'm going to start off with the Diggersby here. So Diggersby got the choice scarf, so it can outspeed the Terrakion in case they go with the beat up routes with the Persian and the Terrakion. The Diggersby is the insurance against that, because then I can just outspeed and high horsepower KO the Terrakion. So that's going to be pretty straightforward there. The only issue would be that the Rillaboom could just go for a Grassy Glide and KO the Diggersby, so that could be awkward if we get into that position. We will see what happens if that is the case. But otherwise, I've just got the standard moves on the Diggersby. I haven't got Earthquake because I've got nothing to Earthquake next to. I've got Rock Tomb instead, so that I could Speed Control potentially. Say if there's like a Haxorus and I've got my Como on the field, I can Rock Tomb the Haxorus and then just Dragon Move it with the Como. So got that over Earthquake because I don't have anything to Earthquake next to. Gengar is coming. Was initially as Elf with Focus Sash and Prison Trick Room, and then the idea was that Gengar can do the same thing and probably slightly better, but then I don't need to Trick Room the Hatterene if I can just Sludge Bomb it, so that's much better. So I'm going with just the Sludge Bomb as the offensive move on the Gengar. I don't really need Shadow Ball. Icy Wind is just there for the speed control, of course. Will-O-Wisp is there mainly for a Escavalier. Could be hitting something like the Rillaboom or the Terrakion as well, which could be really nice, and the Haxorus. One of them's probably Lumberry somewhere, but oh well. And then Alex Switch is just Alex Switch, and that can steal games in itself. And if you're playing against a Pokemon like Hatterene that can steal games, I've got to click a button that can hopefully steal me a game as well. But yeah, just Focus Sash, just outswing the Terrakion. Didn't need the max speed, so very, very standard Gengar. Going for the Grimmsnarl, going for the Trick Full Incense this time, because if they do get into Trick Room, I can Trick Full Incense onto the Hatterene. That doesn't care about Magic Bounce, so it's going to be able to put it last, and then I can take care of it with my other Pokemon, even if it gets into Trick Room, and that'll be fine. If the Haxorus gets out of hand, I can go for a Trick into that, and then even if it's Dragon Danced, I can still hit it with all of my Pokemon, so the Trick should be pretty nice. And then it's just got standard moves otherwise. Spirit Break and Sucker Punch is damage, and Fake Out is Fake Out, so I'm not expecting to lead with the Grimmsnarl, so leaving it in the back and then bringing it in on the to be able to Fake Out in the face of two faster Fake Outs could be quite nice as well, but I didn't feel the need for any of the other practice shenanigans. If I'm going with Trick, then I don't really need anything like Thunder Wave or Scary Face, so just going with the Trick instead. It is able to survive a Life Orb Dazzling Gleam from the Hatterene, and then the rest into defense, which ends up surviving a +1 Poison Jab from the Haxorus, which was quite nice. That allowed me to go Adamant, so I can actually do some reasonable damage. This is the week for Como, for sure. If Como doesn't shine here, it's not going to shine at all. So it resists a lot of the Pokemon. If I can take care of the Hatterene, and if I can just speed control myself around the Haxorus, then Como is just amazing here. So I'm going with the offensive setup with the Clangorous Soul Throat Spray combination, so that I can get +1 everything, +2 special attack, and then just, hopefully, just sweep with the Como. There is the reasonable chance that I could just get into a position where I sweep with the Como, because it resists the Arcanine completely, even though it's got Play Rough, and it probably should run Play Rough. Resists the Rillaboom completely, the Persian, Terrakion, etc. It's fantastic into this matchup, so hopefully the Como will shine. I am expecting to bring Como to every single match. We will see what happens. Stack Attacker is the Trick Room counter, so it underspeeds the Hatterene. Like, the nice thing about Stack Attacker is I'm going to have the slowest Pokemon. If I need a Trick Room counter, I have the slowest Pokemon that's available in the draft. Like, no one got, well, I don't think you were even allowed Shuckle, and no one got Munchlax and Trapinch and all that. So yeah, I have the slowest Pokemon. So I just get to go for Max Steel Spike into the Hatterene and blow it up, effectively. I've got Heat Crash as coverage for the Escavalier, because again, I underspeed Escavalier, so it's not that much of an issue if we get into Trick Room, because Stack Attacker can just go to town, basically. It's going to be very nice. If I get the Trick Full Incense, I can still go for a, like, 150 power Gyro Ball into something that is Full Incense and still move first, even if it's not Trick Room, which is super nice as well. And then finally, got the Volcarona, got a mix of setup and support. I just got the Rage Powder as just the support. I didn't feel the need for Will-O-Wisp and Struggle Bug, really, so I've gone for the setup. I've got Psychic as the coverage, because Giga Drain would hit the Terrakion, but Psychic also hits the Terrakion while hitting the Tentacruel as well, which would otherwise wall me, and I don't particularly want to Giga Drain a Liquid Ooze Tentacruel, so I've got Psychic as the coverage move for there. And if I do end up maxing the Volcarona, I can overwrite the terrain of the Rillaboom, so that it can keep something like my Diggersby safe from the Grassy Glides, so that could be quite nice as well. So that is going to be it for this team builder. If I win this one, then I should just be one win away from securing playoffs. Obviously, I want to win as many as I can because there's money involved, but closing in on the playoffs.